दिसती ताळगावच्या पठारावर ज्ञानाची ज्योती ताळगावच्या पठारावर ज्ञानाची ज्योती अखंड तेथे देवत आहे ज्ञानाची ज्योती अखंड तेथे देवत आहे ज्ञानाची ज्योती या ज्योतीला विसवत नाही संतत पाऊस धारा या ज्योतीला विसवत नाही संतत पाऊस धारा नाही विसवत किंवा तिसरा भयाण वादळ वारा नाही विसवत किंवा तिसरा भयाण वादळ वारा ताळगावच्या पठारावर ज्ञानाची ज्योती ताळगावच्या पठारावर ज्ञानाची ज्योती युवजन येथे सदैव येती ज्ञानाच्या मंदिरी युवजन येथे सदैव येती ज्ञानाच्या मंदिरी या ज्योतीचे तेज घेऊनी विश्वाला उजळती या ज्योतीचे तेज घेऊनी विश्वाला उजळती विश्वाला उजळती ताळगावच्या पठारावर ज्ञानाची ज्योती ताळगावच्या पठारावर ज्ञानाची ज्योती हिरवे हिरवे गारगालीचे 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 लाल लाल माती लाल लाल माती ताळगावचे पठार पसर डोंगर माथ्यावरी ताळगावचे पठार पसर डोंगर माथ्यावरी ताळगावचे पठार पसर डोंगर माथ्यावरी ताळगावचे पठार पसर डोंगर माथ्यावरी
Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, I have the honor to request you to declare the 24th annual convocation of Goa University open.
24th annual convocation of Goa University has been called to confer degrees upon the candidates who, in the examinations held for the purpose, have been successful and certified to be worthy of receiving the degrees. Let the candidates presented.
Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, I presented to you the following candidates whose names are set out in the list for the degrees of MA, BA under the Faculty of Languages and Literature. They have been examined and found qualified for the respective degrees to which I pray they may be admitted.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as the Vice Chancellor of the Goa University, I admit all the candidates presented to the degree of MA, BA under the Faculty of Languages and Literature of this university, and in token thereof, they have been awarded the degree.
Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, I present to you the following candidates whose names are set out in the list for the degree of BFA, BPA, MPA under the Faculty of Performing, Fine Art and Music. They have been examined and found qualified for the respective degrees to which I pray they may be admitted.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as the Vice Chancellor of the Goa University, I admit all the candidates presented to the degrees of BFA, BPA, MPA under the Faculty of Performing Fine Arts and Music of this university, and in token thereof, they have been awarded the degrees.
Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, I present to you the following candidates whose names are set out in the list of the degrees of MPhil, MA, BA, BSW, PGDC, PGGO under the Faculty of Social Sciences. They have been examined and found qualified for the respective degrees, to which I pray they may be admitted.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as the Vice Chancellor of Goa University, I admit all the candidates presented to the degrees of MPhil, MA, and BA, BSW, PGD, GC, PGD, GO under the Faculty of Social Sciences of the university, and in token thereof, they have been admitted for the degrees.
Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, I present to you the following candidates whose names are set out in the list for the degrees of MHS, MSc, MCA, PSc, PGDCA under the Faculty of Natural Sciences. They have been examined and found qualified for the respective degrees, to which I pray they may be admitted.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as the Vice Chancellor of Goa University, I admit all the candidates presented to the degrees of MHS, MSc, MCA, BSc, PGDCA under the Faculty of Natural Sciences of the university, and in token thereof, they have been awarded with the degrees.
Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, I present to you the following candidates whose names are set out in the list of degrees of MCH, MD, MS, MBBS, MDS, BDS, MPharm, BPharm, BAMS, BHMS, BSc in Nursing, PG Medical Diplomas under the Faculty of Medicine. They have been examined and found qualified for the respective degrees, to which I pray they may be admitted.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as the Vice Chancellor of Goa University, I admit all the candidates presented to the degrees of MCH, MD, MS, MBBS, MDS, BDS, MPharm, BPharm, BAMS, BHMS, BSc in Nursing, PG Medical Diplomas under the Faculty of Medicine of this university, and in token thereof, they have been awarded with the degrees.
Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, I present you the following candidates whose names are set out in the list for degrees of MA, BE under the Faculty of Engineering. They have been examined and found qualified for the respective degrees, to which I pray they may be admitted.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as the Vice Chancellor of Goa University, I admit all the candidates presented to the degrees of ME, BE under the Faculty of Engineering of this university, and in token thereof, they have been awarded with the degrees.
Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, I present to you the following candidates whose names are set out in the list for degrees of LLM, LLB degree, LLB honors, BGL, and DLL under the Faculty of Law. They have been examined and found qualified for the respective degrees, to which I pray they may be admitted.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as the Vice Chancellor of Goa University, I admit all the candidates presented to the degrees of LLM, LLB degree, LLB honors, BGL, and DLL under the Faculty of Law of this university, and token that they have been awarded with the degrees.
Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, I present to you the following candidates whose names are set out in the list for the degrees of MSc, BSc, PGDC, GMLT under the Faculty of Life Sciences and Environment. They have been examined and found qualified for the respective degrees, to which I pray they may be admitted.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as the Vice Chancellor of Goa University, I admit all the candidates presented to the degrees of MSc, BSc, PGDC, GMLT under the Faculty of Life Sciences and Environment of this university, and in token thereof, they have been awarded with the degrees.
Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, I present to you the following candidates whose names are set out in the list for the degrees of MCom, MFS, PCom, BCA, BFS under the Faculty of Commerce. They have been examined and found qualified for the respective degrees to which I pray they may be admitted.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as the Vice Chancellor of Goa University, I admit all the candidates presented to the degrees of MCom, BCom, MFS, BCA, BFS under the Faculty of Commerce of this university, and in token thereof, they have been awarded with the degrees.
Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, I present to you the following candidates whose names are set out in the list for the degrees of MBA, BBA, BTTM under the Faculty of Management Studies. They have been examined and found qualified for the respective degrees to which I pray they may be admitted.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as the Vice Chancellor of Goa University, I admit all the candidates presented to the degrees of MBA, BBA, BTTM under the Faculty of Management Studies of this university, and in token thereof, they have been awarded with the degrees.
Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, I present to you the following candidates whose names are set out in the list for the degrees of BR under the Faculty of Design. They have been examined and found qualified for the respective degrees to which I pray they may be admitted.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as the Vice Chancellor of Goa University, I admit all the candidates presented to the degrees of BR under the Faculty of Design of this university, and in token thereof, they have been awarded with the degrees.
Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, I present to you the following candidates whose names are set out in the list for the degrees of B.Ed, B.Ed Special, B.P.Ed under the Faculty of Education. They have been examined and found qualified for the respective degrees to which I pray they may be admitted.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as the Vice Chancellor of Goa University, I admit all the candidates presented to the degrees of B.Ed, B.Ed Special, B.P.Ed under the Faculty of Education of this university, and in token thereof, they have been awarded the degrees.
Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, I present to you the following candidates who have qualified themselves for the award of the degrees of Doctor of Philosophy in their respective subjects. They be awarded the said degrees.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as the Vice Chancellor of Goa University, I admit all the candidates presented to the degree of Doctor of Philosophy under the Faculty of Languages and Literature of this university, and in token thereof, they have been conferred the degree.
Srimati Sandhya R. Nambiar, PhD in English. Srimati Nidhi Sharma, PhD in Hindi. Srimati Vrindayam Kelkar, PhD in Marathi. Srimati Sunita S. Umraskar, PhD in Marathi.
Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, I present to you the following candidate who has qualified himself for the award of the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in his subject. He be awarded the said degree.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as the Vice Chancellor of Goa University, I admit the candidates presented to the degrees of Doctor of Philosophy under the Faculty of Social Sciences of this university, and in token thereof, they have been conferred the degree.
Mr. Savio da Piedade Falero, PhD in Economics.
Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, I present to you the following candidates who have qualified themselves for the award of the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in their respective subjects. They may be awarded the said degrees.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as the Vice Chancellor of Goa University, I admit all the candidates presented to the degree of Doctor of Philosophy under the Faculty of Natural Sciences of this university, and in token thereof, they have been conferred the degrees.
Mr. Jivan S. Parab, PhD in Electronics. Mr. Murthy P.S. Ramu, PhD in Physics. Mr. Chanchal Dey, PhD in Physics. Mr. M. Kunanandan, PhD in Mathematics in absentia. Mr. Prakash T. Parvatkar, PhD in Chemistry. Mr. Satish J. Naik, PhD in Chemistry. Ms. Sifali S. Bandodkar, PhD in Chemistry. Mr. Vikas J. Pisurlikar, PhD in Chemistry. Mr. Rohan K. Kunkalekar, PhD in Chemistry. Ms. Priyanka Bidye, PhD in Chemistry.
Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, I present to you the following candidates who have qualified themselves for the award of the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Law. They be awarded the said degrees.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as the Vice Chancellor of Goa University, I admit all those candidates presented to the degree of Doctor of Philosophy under the Faculty of Law of this university, and in token thereof, they have been conferred the degree.
Mr. G. Shabir Ali, PhD in Law. Mr. Mandava Ramakrishna Prasad, PhD in Law. Mr. Nagesh Kolwalkar, PhD in Law. Mr. Kotagiri Srinivasa Rao, PhD in Law. Mr. Saba Vincent M. Da Silva, PhD in Law. Mr. Babu Gowda Patil, PhD in Law.
Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, I present to you the following candidates who have been qualified themselves for the award of the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in their respective subjects. They be awarded the said degrees.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as the Vice Chancellor of Goa University, I admit all the candidates presented to the degree of Doctor of Philosophy under the Faculty of Life Sciences and Environment of this university, and in token thereof, they have been conferred the degree.
Ms. Maria Emilia de Costa Mascarenhas, PhD in Botany. Mrs. Mangala P. Prabhudesai, PhD in Botany. Ms. Sarita Kumari Yadav, PhD in Botany. Mr. Nitin Sawant, PhD in Zoology. Ms. Deepa Rani Kamalakant Prabhu, PhD in Zoology. Mrs. Ranjita R. Harji, PhD in Microbiology. Ms. Anju Pandey, PhD in Microbiology in absentia. Mr. Viswas Kodse, PhD in Microbiology. Ms. Christabella Elena Jenny Fernandez, PhD in Marine Science. Mr. V.M. Abubekar, PhD in Marine Science. Ms. Maria Anna Disa, PhD in Marine Science. Mr. Sanjay Kumar Singh, PhD in Marine Science. Mr. Abdul Salam Abdul Sultan Al-Kwari, PhD in Marine Science. Mr. Mandar R. Nanazkar, PhD in Marine Science. Ms. Priya DeCosta, PhD in Marine Science. Mr. Sham Shankar, PhD in Marine Science. Mr. Ajay KK, PhD in Marine Science. Mr. Ashutosh Kumar Verma, PhD in Marine Science. Mr. Ravidas K. Naik, PhD in Marine Science, in absentia. Mr. Vinayak P. Padte, PhD in Marine Science. Mr. Srijit K.M., PhD in Marine Science. Mr. Grinson George, PhD in Marine Science. Ms. Baby Divya, PhD in Marine Science, in absentia. Ms. Annie Febi, PhD in Marine Science. Ms. Sahana Hegde, PhD in Marine Science. Ms. Anandita Das, PhD in Marine Science. Mr. Mahesh B.S., PhD in Marine Science. Ms. Purnima Singh, PhD in Marine Science, in absentia. Mr. Chetan Gaonkar, PhD in Marine Science, in absentia.
Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, I present to you the following candidates who have qualified themselves for the award of the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in their respective subjects. They be awarded the said degrees.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as a Vice Chancellor of Goa University, I admit all the candidates presented to the degree of Doctor of Philosophy under the Faculty of Commerce of this university, and in token thereof, they have been conferred the degree.
Mr. D.M. Deshpande, PhD in Commerce. Mr. Joao C. Costa, PhD in Commerce. Ms. Tanur Vidya, PhD in Commerce, in absentia.
Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, I present to you the following candidates who have earned the respective award by the obtaining the highest marks in the concerned subject under the Faculty of Languages and Literature. They be awarded the said prize and medals. Narona Michelle Patricia Amelia, Department of English. Raul Vipra Janardhan, Department of Hindi. Savant Sneha Dhyaneshwar, Department of Konkani. Pilankar Sachin Gajanan, Department of Marathi. Natasha Maria Gomes, Department of French. Gomes do Rosario Sonia, Department of Portuguese. Svetlana Fernandez, Dempe College of Arts, Science, Miramar. Nerurkar Deepthi Rajendra, MES College of Arts, Science and Commerce, Juarinagar.
Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, I present to you the following candidates who have earned the respective awards by obtaining the highest marks in the concerned subjects under the Faculty of Social Sciences. They be awarded the said prizes or medals. Abdul Waid, Department of Economics. Alemão Raiza Madonna, Department of Political Science. De Cruz Lydia, Department of History. De Araújo Maria Jennifer, Department of Political Science. De Souza Cheryl, Department of Sociology. Maujekar Siddhi Lakshmikant, Dempe College of Arts and Science, Miramar. Fernandez Pearl Claire, Carmel College of Arts, Science and Commerce for Women, NUVEM. Picardo Shirley, St. Xavier's College of Arts, Science and Commerce, MAPSA. Bhattare Shruti Madhav, Srimati Parvati Bai, Chogle College of Arts and Science, Margaon. Cardozo Leah, Carmel College of Arts and Science and Commerce for Women, Novem.
Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, I present to you the following candidates who have earned their respective awards by obtaining the highest marks in the concerned subjects under the Faculty of Natural Sciences. They are to be awarded the said prizes or medals. Naik Gaonkar Asmita Sandesh, Department of Chemistry. Naik Gaonkar Lochan Ragoba, VNS Bandotkar College of Arts, Science and Commerce, Asakam. Gare Vipul Mangesh, St. Xavier's College of Arts, Science and Commerce, Mapsa. Gonsalves Ronald Rolensu, Department of Earth Science. Dabreu Malcolm Anthony, Department of Electronics. Arvind Kumar, Department of Computer Science. Mandrekar Aditya Ashoka, Government College of Arts, Science and Commerce, Sankili. Gudinho Aloysius Kerobino, Srimati Parvati Bai, Chogle College of Arts and Science, Margaon. Bhatt Prachi Pradeep, PES College of Arts and Science, Farmagudi, Ponda. B. Tabsum, PES College of Arts and Science, Farmagudi, Ponda.
Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, I present to you the following candidates who have earned the respective awards by obtaining highest marks in the concerned subjects under the Faculty of Medicine. They be awarded the same said prizes or the medals. Varik Venesha of Goa Medical College, Sinai Malkarnekar Santoshi Balakrishna of Goa Medical College, Goshal Pabiritra of Goa Medical College, Shenvi Kutsatkar Gauri Milind of Goa Medical College, Naik Chitralekha Anil Kumar of Goa Medical College, Govia Jonathan J. of Goa Medical College, Hegde Poonam Parmeshwar of Goa Medical College, Shivani Saini of Goa Medical College, Sheikh Amira Ali of Goa Medical College, Barad Deepa Surendra of Goa Medical College, D'Souza Kathleen Manuel of Goa Dental College, Martres Sergio Gustavo dos Remedios of Goa Dental College, Lawrence Ruth Mary Neela of Goa Dental College, Patil Pranita Sadashiv of Gomantak Ayurveda Mahavidyalaya and Research Center, Siroda, Shah Ofa Naz Kutbuddin of Sri Kamakshi Homeopathic Medical College, Siroda, Barad Priyanka Paresh of Goa College of Pharmacy, Suarish Manuel of Goa College of Pharmacy.
Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, I present to you the following candidates who have earned the respective awards by obtaining the highest marks in the concerned subjects under the Faculty of Engineering. They be awarded the said prizes and medals. Kamath Ankita Dinesh, Goa College of Engineering, Farmagudi. Shanai Narasimha Narendra, Goa College of Engineering, Farmagudi. Panikar Anmol Rajendra, Goa College of Engineering, Farmagudi. Quadros Susana Maria, Padre Coseicao College of Engineering, Verna. Roderick Sheldon, Goa College of Engineering, Farmagudi.
Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, I present to you the following candidates who have earned the respective awards by obtaining the highest marks in the concerned subjects under the Faculty of Law. They be awarded the said prizes or medals. Kolle Tejeshwani Dilip of VM Selgaonkar College of Law, Miramar, Panjim. Pai Natasha Panchubai Mukund of VM Selgaonkar College of Law, Miramar, Panjim. D'Souza Christabel Savia of VM Selgaonkar College of Law, Miramar, Panjim.
Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, I present to you the following candidates who have earned the respective awards by obtaining the highest marks in the concerned subject under the Faculty of Life Sciences and Environment. They be awarded said prizes or medals. Indu Yadav, Department of Botany. Fonseca Nicolette Marian, Department of Microbiology. Beg Sana Abdul Naeem, Department of Zoology. Farheen Khan, Department of Biotechnology. D'Souza Visilda Melinda, Department of Marine Science. Sheikh Asma B. Hassan, Government College of Arts, Science and Commerce, Kepe.
Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, I present to you the following candidates who have earned the respective awards by obtaining the highest marks in the concerned subjects under the Faculty of Commerce. They be awarded the said prizes or medals. D'Souza Ninoska Maria, Department of Commerce. Joshi Yogita Vastev, St. Xavier's College of Arts, Science and Commerce, Mapsa. Kantak Sonam Yashwant, Government College of Arts, Science and Commerce, Kepe.
Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, I present to you the following candidates who have earned the respective awards by obtaining the highest marks in the concerned subjects under the Faculty of Management Studies. They be awarded the said prizes or medals. Kaldira Karen S., Department of Management Studies. Kumar Satyam, Department of Management Studies.
The chief guest of this 24th annual convocation of Goa University, the Director General of the CSIR and Secretary, Department of Scientific and Industrial Research, Government of India, Professor Dr. Samir K. Brahmachari, the Registrar of the University of Goa, Professor Vijayendra Kamath, members of various university bodies, deans of faculties, heads of the departments, principals and teachers of various colleges, distinguished personalities in the audience, my faculty and non-teaching colleagues from the university, students, recipients of degrees, medals and prizes, proud parents, distinguished citizens, ladies and gentlemen. It's my privilege and honor to welcome you all at this 24th annual convocation of Goa University. Goa University in the last 26 years of its existence has anchored itself as a renowned center of higher education in the country. The university has devoted and dedicated itself to realize the intellectual aspirations of the socio-economic needs of Goa. It has come to constitute an integral part of the academic, social, and cultural ethos of the state and of the people of Goa. This has been possible only due to the commendable academic efforts of the faculty members, as also the harmonious relationship amongst all the stakeholders, such as students, faculty, non-teaching staff, teachers from the affiliated colleges, alumni of this university, parents, and the people of Goa. The performance trajectory of our university benchmarks against the best. In the national ranking of the Indian universities by India Today Nielsen survey in 2011, Goa University has been ranked 19th, a significant improvement from its previous position, 32nd position, in the 2010. It should be noted then that 8 among the top 10 of that list actually happen to be various central universities. On the academic front, the first batch of students completing their PG degree programs under choice-based credit system is passing out. This has provided to students larger options in their choice of education. Among a few novel programs initiated in last academic year include a 5-year integrated MBA program in hotel management and tourism. MBA Financial Services is yet another program which has caught attention of the corporate world in the country. Our interaction with industry has been further strengthened in the last year. Along with the education, interactions and association with various components of society and corporate world are integral aspects of any good university. 4 new chair professorships have been established in the last year, 3 of them sponsored by Government of Goa and 1 of them by the UGC New Delhi. The 11th plan, which is shortly coming to an end, had envisaged major changes in education policy in general and higher education in particular in the country. Very major and rapid changes in the field of education are being envisaged by the central government. A number of central universities, IITs, IIMs, NITs, ICERs have been established during the 11th plan period. Higher education relevant to the present and future needs of the nation has to be realized by every educational system. By significant decision of the Parliament, a new academic and research bonding has been recently forged with the establishment of ACSIR. The idea there is to generate increased access and excellence in higher education and research, utilizing the expertise, experience, and infrastructure at various CSR institutes in the country. Recently, at Bangalore, the Indian Institute of Science has also initiated a 4-year MSc course. However, one has to be also sensitive to the actual fact that there is an acute shortage of qualified and competent teachers in the entire country. A fact which was candidly pointed out by Honorable Prime Minister in his convocation address at Goa University in 2007 as well. This glaring anomaly has been pointed out by the present and past Ministers of Science and Technology as well as MHRD. The differences in various parameters and facilities, quantum of funding being one of them, available to the conventional state universities, central universities, and the newly established research-cum-graduate degree offering institutions are also likely to affect the quality and number of qualified and experienced teachers and infrastructure. It is generally acknowledged that good teachers form the backbone of the university system. The large differences in the facilities and opportunities provided to the teachers has and will generate unwanted differences in the availability of such faculty in the state universities, and this, in turn, would also affect access to quality education to majority of the students. It is significant to note that 80% of the students enrolled in this country in higher education learn at the state universities compared to the central and other institutions in the country. At Goa University, we have emphatically brought together research and PG teaching programs. I must state here that the faculty members of Goa University have been able to attract more than double the amount of new extramural funding from various central government agencies during last 4.5 years compared to that in the previous plan. Goa has just completed 50 years of its liberation from Portuguese regime. One of the most important inputs of post-liberation period in Goa has been at the primary education. Primary education was the thrust area under the post-liberation governments. Over the last 50 years, however, there has been a sea change in educational scenario. In the case of higher education, access to quality primary and higher secondary education is a significant factor, since in reality, it is this sector which generates students for the universities and colleges for higher education. At the level of higher education, it is to be noted that Goa has only one university which was established 26 years ago in 1985, when it had 6 professional and 11 non-professional colleges, with one each of the College of Education and College of Law. The university has now 12 faculties, under which there are 12 professional colleges and 38 other colleges, a total about 50 colleges in the whole university. In addition to 23 postgraduate departments, 4 centers, and academic staff college on the campus of the Goa University itself. The university is slowly moving towards imparting education using alternate modes of delivering education. Goa University is an active partner of various national programs in HR development through association with National Institutes of ICMR, Department of Biotechnology, of Ministry of Earth Sciences of Government of Israel, as well as Indian Navy. It is imperative for the university to plan catering to the educational requirements of people from the rest of the world as well. Goa certainly has that advantage as well as the capability to do so. Networking between research, industry, and education, as well as sharing faculty with other universities and institutions, and incorporation of open distance learning are inevitable in the near future. Considering the advances in the information science and related technologies, one would visualize that education scenario will not necessarily remain in the present form. The requirement of physical presence during teaching by a student is likely to be reduced by the use of interactive teaching modes, access to lectures and relevant technical information at any time and any form, anywhere, is absolutely written as an expected thing. Availability of choice for desired course through cafeteria system is going to come very soon, everywhere, and so also in Goa University, I'm sure. To implement such modus operandi, the university needs to be fully autonomous in practice, as actually it is supposed to be. Accountability in the education system does not confine itself to these commitments alone. Education in India over centuries, however, has nurtured intellectual minds as well as contributed significantly in sustaining time-honored value system unique to our civilization. My dear young graduates, please remember that these values and social responsibilities, as you enter the web of global competition and personal progress, you shouldn't forget them anytime. Remember, the executive who establishes the spirit of performance in daily practice only becomes the real leader. Triumph over adversity can make you successful. However, you should not forget compassion. Do not belittle others. Administer, perform, but please do not be arrogant. At this 24th annual convocation of Goa University, a total of 8,249 students have been admitted, of which 54 students from different faculties have received their PhD degrees. 994 postgraduate students have received their master's degrees, which include 244 from Faculty of Sciences, 145 from Social Sciences, 317 from Arts and Commerce, 105 from Management Studies, 45 from Law, and 138 from professional streams. a total of 7,198 students have been conferred various undergraduate degrees and diplomas. 62 students received various medals, 30 various prizes, and 16 different scholarships. I wish them all a great success in their future life and endeavors, and urge upon them the importance to nurture and propagate the national pride and priorities at the top of their prospective agenda in your future life. I take this opportunity to express on my personal behalf and on behalf of all the members of Goa University our profuse thanks to our chief guest of this 24th convocation, Professor Dr. Samir Brahmachari, Director General of Council for Scientific and Industrial Research and Secretary for DSIR, Government of India, for accepting our invitation and for his convocation address. Our special thanks to all the distinguished dignitaries in the audience who spared their valuable time to be with us this morning. I thank all the members of various university bodies, all the faculty members of the colleges and various university departments, all our esteemed guests and also press and electronic media personnel for accepting our invitation to be with us this morning, extending season's greetings and wishing you all prosperous and eventful year ahead. I thank you all. Jai Hind. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my privilege to invite the chief guest of today's convocation, Professor Dr. Samir Brahmachari, Director General of CSIR India and Secretary DHIR, Government of India, to deliver his convocational address, please.
Professor Dilip Diwakar, Vice Chancellor Goa University, Professor Vijendra P. Kamath, Registrar Goa University, members of the Academic Council, deans, all faculty members, distinguished invitees, my colleague, the Director National Oceanography, my dear students, graduating today, the proud prize winners, I'm sure the proud parents and teachers, ladies and gentlemen. I'm happy to be here today. But before I address, I thought I must congratulate the university. I have the privilege of being chief guest and to attend large number of convocation, but very rarely a convocation runs 1 hour ahead. So I was just checking my watch. As per the program, I was supposed to speak at 12:30. I have started speaking at 11:29. I must also congratulate the speed and accuracy with which this convocation has moved, and also eliminating the formalities of flower and lighting the lamp. I must say, it's a great system that you have created. I wish we should be able to get rid of this alkhalla soon, and I'm glad to see students are in nice white shirt, dress, which is appropriate for Goa weather. But thanks that we are meeting in January. I hope in April, in case you have a convocation, you will change this attire. You can see the progress that is possible, the transformation that is possible. It's all under the leadership of individuals. I tell this to tell that I have been introduced as Director General of CSIR and Secretary Government of India, giving you a feeling for many of the young people that I am an important person by virtue of my chair. I thought I would like to correct this. I am a retired professor of Indian Institute of Science after 17 years of professorship at Bangalore. I decided to establish genomics in India. That made me to move from this beautiful city of Bangalore, wonderful weather, to hostile city of Delhi with miserable weather of cold and summer, to establish genomics as a discipline of science in India in 1997. Since then, for 10 years, I take the pride of establishing a small institute into a very important institute of science, Institute of Genomics and Integrative Biology, whose I was the director. And circumstances kicked me upstairs, and I have to look after the laboratories from oceanography to aerospace, from biology to agroeconomy. But it also gave me a perspective of the last 4 years about Indian science and technology. I thought today's talk, I'll say what should be Indian science and technology in the Facebook era. Things have changed. Pre-independence India to post-independence India to today we are in the Facebook era. I really am very happy to be here with all of you in the beautiful city of Panjim in Goa. This young university that's recently completed 25 years of its existence is very obvious from the age of the deans and the senior professors whom I met as I came in. This is located in a very picturesque environment where the river Mandovi and river Juari meets the Arabian Sea, and I see a sea of young faces, excitement, vibrant, just ready to go out and take the challenges. I was remembering, as I was putting on the gown, as a graduate of University of Calcutta, which is one of the oldest university, established in 1857, and belonged to an era of earlier generation, which my daughter and son reminds me every time, that the one graduating today that you all are, I'm reminded of the time when we were young of your age. Unfortunately, neither Calcutta University nor Indian Institute of Science had convocation, and we never had the opportunity to have a convocation photograph. So I have now enough photographs with this sort of dresses, but I still don't have the one which you will have. I was looking back and thinking, what was our model in 1970s? Who was the hero when we were young, of your age, just graduating from University of Calcutta 40 years back? The face that reminded me is of Che Guevara, an Argentina leader, guerrilla leader and revolutionary, who was also a brilliant physician and an author and a giant intellectual. He was our role model. We were young and idealistic. We believed that the young must worry about the poor and agitate against injustice anywhere in the world. We believed that the young people must be conscious about the world's development, that they should believe in their heart that human rights have to be equitable. There must be justice for all, and that no one should remain hungry. That was the belief. That was the dream 40 years back we all felt. For the young graduates of Calcutta University, particularly those days, "40 years ago, the early 70s, this was the role model. In the 60s and 70s, the university scholar had few options. We had few options. Our options were to pursue science and technology, or show scholarship for higher education in art, humanities, philosophy, economics. The aim was to be known as a scholar. My mother would have been most happy if our children were those days called Ishan Scholar, that you are first class, first gold medalist, and I'm sure I saw some of you here. The teachers here, who graduated about 20 years ago, that is 90s, will agree that the magazine competition success was of paramount importance for the young graduate those days. That was our focus, a bank job, right? A civil service. There were so many challenges. Students competed feverishly and were concerned primarily with how to make wealth, how to fuel personal growth. The only aspiration in life was to get valued degrees and secured a competition to back financially remunerating jobs in the open market. That was 90s India. Therefore, parents' aspiration was, how can I put my son into IIT? How can I put my son into an engineering college, medical college, professional degree, law, and then eventually come out with a good job? Therefore, the vision, the direction, the ambition, and the aspiration of the students have changed with the decades. It has evolved afresh every generation. The trend continues. Today in 2012, your generation can be called the Facebook generation. Or maybe Kolaveri D generation. Correct? You see, laughter came from this side. Laughter did not come from that side. How many of you know Kolaveri D has heard? Raise your hand. Few. This side, 100%. You see? That's why they're Facebook generation. I'm sure. Satish, you haven't heard the song. You heard the song? Okay. What is this Kolaveri D? What is that difference? It's a new way of saying things which is very common and old. Expressing things that was not expressed. What is Facebook? Facebook is where you can express yourself. The thing that you cannot tell to your parents face to face, you can actually express to your friends in the Facebook. That's why you don't want your parents to be part of your friends in the Facebook. And parents somehow sneaks in. I'm sure Dilip has sneaked into the Facebook of your daughter. So therefore, there is a vast difference between you and the generation of students who have preceded you. Your best friend in the quest for knowledge is not the library. The source of your knowledge are the search engine Google and the Facebook. Therefore, we must look at post-independent India. How have we developed? And where are we today before we talk about how we go about tomorrow? We are an old civilization with a rich legacy of pioneering science and technology advances in the olden days. India occupied a preeminent position in the world. You will be surprised to know that even in 1985, we had 25% of the world GDP. And that brought the East India Company to India. We had a very strong science and technology, medicine, music, art, literature, handicraft, whatnot. We were super in metallurgy, materials, unbelievable ability to create architectural beauty. As historians have pointed out, the East India Company and subsequently the imperial rule levied impossible high levels of taxes on the farmers, leading to colossal poverty and a crash in the nation's self-confidence. The suppression of the intellectual thought was encouraged. The education system was permanently changed and geared to produce clerical workers. India also missed the Industrial Revolution. You should read 1835, 2nd February lecture at British Parliament by MacLeod. you will realize how systematically what was good for us, we lost. India missed the opportunity that science provided in 1800s. By the sheer luck, later part of the 19th century and beginning of 20th century, we saw stellar leaders in science and technology like J.C. Bose, S.N. Bose, Meghnad Shah, Acharya Prafulla Chandra Ray, S. Ramanujam, C.V. Raman, and in 1950s, G.N. Ramachandran. Just to name a few. However, almost all the scientists were physicists. Some, perhaps, except P.C. Ray, I think, was a chemist. They acted as a source of inspiration for the Indian youth of those times who mostly went to the study of physics. It was individual pursuit till 1950. I have been often asked, as a Director General CSIR, why India hasn't got Nobel Prize since then. Science Congress has created Prime Minister's speech, enough debate about Indian science. So therefore, I wanted to give an explanation and explain why, where we are and why we are today. As I said, there were individual pursuit with limited resource. We did as good as any in the world, even after suppression. But science changed in the post-Second World War. Physics became big science. Things changed very extensively. Independence came to India with a destroyed science and technology base. Industry was near non-existence. The poverty is all over. The education system was not appropriately structured to meet the need of a new nation. Millions went hungry. India's needs were dire. Global competition and global cooperation was not forthcoming. Therefore, the mission in newly independent India was to build modern India on a form of science and technology base. To become a professor concerned with science and technology was an attractive idea those days. You will be surprised. In 1950s, 60s, Times of India advertisement said, the suitable girl for a boy should be either Indian Foreign Service or a scientist. Therefore, why that advertisement? Because these are the only two professions could go abroad. And only when you go abroad, you can bring a camera or a tape recorder. So therefore, these two professions were very attractive. So no wonder, in 50s, the national laboratories could be filled up with extraordinary brilliant people from all over the world, and we could attract them. The mission in newly independent India was to build modern India on a firm S&T base. To become a professor to concern with S&T was an attractive idea in those days. The political leadership in those days, with Pandit Nehru's vision, built the CSIR laboratories and IITs. Under the aegis of CSIR, and one of the National Oceanography Institute is here. You can imagine what was foresight, how early it was thinking. But why? The idea was the late 50s, the Homi Bhabha came in 59 as a part of the CSIR Committee of Atomic Energy. And from atomic energy came in N69, the space. So nation was building and exploring collective science from individual science. The best mind of India was put to what the benefit you get today. Please remember, 800 million cell phones are connected on our transponders. They are not connected on somebody else's transponders. Designed, developed in this country. The rocket that has taken it up, the infrastructure that is built by us. So therefore, to build this nation, between 50s and 70s, the role was upon a collective rather than individual. Whether to explore the upper atmosphere or the ionosphere, whether to worry about global climate change in 70s by Professor A.P. Mitra, we were far ahead as an application science. Very often I hear the press or somebody will tell, we need innovation. India lacks in innovation. Answer is no. India is fantastic in translational research. What we lack today is individual-driven super excellence. Extraordinary excellence that we do not have. How do we bring that back? Please realize from the 50s to 70s, from self-reliance was the mantra and the national pursuit. Focus was not on individual scholarship, it was a collective leadership and collective responsibility to industrialize India with emphasis on self-reliance. From there, in 70s were the years of technology denial. During the 70s to 90s, scientists were asked to build indigenous technology to substitute technology that was denied. Please remember, in 1970s, after Pokhran, the Coca-Cola went away, IBM went away. In every single technology was denied. We could not get a simple small computer. The computers were built in the garages. And the first parallel computer of India, the flow solver MK1, was built in '86 by CSR scientists at NAL Bangalore. When the Cray supercomputers were denied to the India because of the technology embargo, Indian scientists at CDAC created the Param 8000 in the early 90s. This denial-driven innovation led Washington Post to remark, again, angry India does it. Young gentlemen, men and women today, I want you to be angry. I want you to be angry to say, how can so many poor people live outside? I want you to be angry. I want you to be feeling, why do we do things slow? Why can I not move faster than the way we have moved in this program today? Indian scientists forged ahead their own in frontier areas such as agri-equipment to satellites and rockets, from nuclear reactors to the pharmaceutical products. They met with amazing success. I tell this in the convocation to make you feel that you are a part of a great nation, a great science and technology base, high education and learning. We gave philosophy to the world. We have given the world a different meaning. We have not talked about global market. We have talked about a global family. We haven't talked about a village. We talked about a family. So therefore, we are the only nation. We haven't invaded anybody. But we got invaded many, many times. So we have the mixture of genomics, genetic material of all the world. It's an ideal place to do clinical trial. They meet with amazing success. A radical change in policy that supported the process patent from product patent allowed the generic drugs industry to flourish. But generic drugs industry would not have flourished if they are not chemists. Some of you are here. You realize if those National Chemical Laboratory, Institute of Chemical Technology, Central Drug Research Institute would not have created, and there were not Hamids and A.V. Ramaraos who created the Cipla, from which the HIV drug price came down from $10,000 to $80, giving the whole world an affordable health care. Therefore, I want to tell the life expectancy of India from 32 to 64 has gone up without changing in the per capita income. Is the only country because we could reduce the cost of the drugs. In 70s, the cost of the drug was much higher. India was the most expensive place. If you would have got a typhoid, the only choice you had to put ice. You could not have brought chloromycetin. And today, India is 1/50th cost average drug that you take anywhere in the world. All this has happened by our own students and graduates, graduated from these universities, from our own education system. Our own schools and teachers, our own teachers have produced them. That why are we crying? Why are we saying when the whole world looks at us? Look at the book written by Angela Saini on Geek Nation, how Indian science and technology is taking over the world, how our strong education system, our strong capability to speak in English, our computational ability. So we should feel proud about ourselves. And I want young people that you should be proud that you are and you have been a part of this great civilization. So we were exporter of raw material, of leather. Today, world's best fashion leathers are designed and developed in India. Today, over $3.5–4 billion export we do on leather. The knowledge comes from institutions. And again, I can tell a CSR laboratory of Central Leather Research Institute. We were importer of tractors in 70s. Today, we are the world's largest tractor manufacturer. 500,000 tractors a year. We export, world's largest exporter. How did we come from a net importer to a net exporter? Again, our engineers in universities who joined these national laboratories and created the difference. So today in the post-liberalization era, Indian science has become aggressive, active to earn and consolidate space in global space. Scientists of the CSR laboratories, the Nationalist Oceanography with the Goa, National Geophysical Research Laboratory, I want you to be proud of. Hyderabad have devoted themselves to identifying the country's limits of the continental shelf. It should read shell, not shelf. They use indigenous capabilities, utilization without any international assistance to earmark the continental shelf. A region where India can have economic control, the outer boundaries of Indian exclusive economic zone has added 1.1 million square kilometer of additional space to explore, whether it's a gas hydrate or manganese nodules or for any other commercial purposes. We didn't call a German engineer to help us. It is the Nagvis and Shettis and, right? Chandrasekhars and Chatterjees have done it. Let's be proud about you. And I want you to be proud about our own institutions. Speak good about our own scientists and technologists. Speak good about our great literature and not get into all the time enjoy controversy, even in the literature that our press very heavily enjoyed. These allow India to stake its claim. Therefore, you can see that the Indians can now decide the nation's destiny in the area of science and technology, be it the oceanography or healthcare, to the global IT media. However, in this era, you have to be extremely innovative, and this innovation has to be used to address the needs of the least fortunate. Those who live on very little and occupy the bottom of the economic pyramid. We must not lose sight of the fact that although India has made tremendous strides and is immensely competitive in the global arena, and Indian women are aggressively reclaiming their rightful place in science and technology, and I can see that. How many of you got prizes and gold medals? The problem of the common Indians is a problem for us all. India is a connected nation. There are 800 million cell phone users in this country. Broadband connectivity links Kanyakumari to the south, to Kashmir in the north, and Panjim in the west to the Jorhat in the northeast. Although the signal is not very good here in my NIO. What do I see as a Director General? I traveled across the length and breadth of India, visiting CSIR's 37 laboratories, 5 units, and several extension centers. I had the privilege also to visit large number of institutions, colleges in the country. I note that the happiness, the huge craving for knowledge. I also see that the desire that this generation of young students has to perform well and to undertake challenging challenges. Increasingly, these qualities are more pronounced in students who have fewer opportunities and who come from smaller institutions, colleges, and universities than richly endowed universities, Dilip, which you mentioned about. So I'm very proud that Goa, in this little way, in a great way, is moving forward and beating many, many old institutions and taking its rightful position. Thank you, Goa. I wonder if our current education system is geared to create and retain the interest of the students in science, technology, and advanced generation of knowledge. I wonder if it is true that the people are saying that the youth of the country has turned its face away from pursuit of higher education in science and technology. I wonder what the future of the nation is. But here, sitting here, I saw more graduates in these areas, more PhDs in these areas. Especially, I saw marine science, a very large number, chemistry, physics. I was very happy. Some convocation, I see only language, and sometimes only Pali. Then you know that they are all preparing for the IAS. So here I saw professionals. I'm very happy about it. Now question is, I wonder what is the future of the nation is if we do not use the power and the IQ of the Indian youth to create our own valuable intellectual property. It worries me to think that what will happen to the Indian advantage if the youth are only focused on or interested in seeking greener pastures abroad. There is no doubt that we need a different type of role model now in the field of higher education. We need a role model, and I believe our young people are looking for that new role model. The new model must be attractive and customized for the Facebook generation. We need a new sort of university too. We must focus on the promotion of analytical ability and innovation-driven creativity far more than information-driven knowledge bases. The education system must be flexible enough to incorporate and exploit new technology. For example, it must adapt to exploit the connectivity that Facebook provides. Facebook provides a platform that allows students to network with each other, students, and learn from one another. I manage a very large project on open source drug discovery where few thousand students work. And I have my own Facebook, right? And therefore, a new portal. If you have not gone, see it, osdd.net, www.osdd.net. And this is the largest portal where 5,000 scientists and researchers from 130 countries are participating in an open source drug discovery project. How do we make it more? How do we make it different? We have just launched an open chemistry, 1 million molecules to be synthesized in the laboratory through a connected web, where somebody will design, somebody will suggest, somebody will actually execute. And Dr. Tushar Chakravarti from CDRI director is leading this program. Therefore, a Facebook user can communicate with another with anywhere in the world. It allows teachers to escape the confines of classroom to the vastness of the cyberspace. It is this context that this ACSIR is born. We realize that we are spread across the country, a complex network that exists, the knowledge base exists. How do we use the national knowledge network, the high bandwidth connectivity, and connect all these laboratories and knowledge to create next generation students who will be taught in the cyberspace and who will be able to create a hybrid knowledge base. And they'll be different than the normal conventional university system. In our time, we were restricted in many ways. For example, we were restricted in our access to teachers in the school, relatives at home, neighbors who were instrumental in imparting knowledge to us. You can think of us as exploring the estuaries. You can think as if we explored the estuaries of Mandavi River and River Juari with no courage or opportunity to explore the vast ocean that connects the western coast of India with the rest of the world. Some of the people in India who went to that part of the West remain there. But today you are not. You can explore into the vast ocean of knowledge and be where you are. That's the Science 2.0. And that's the world Facebook generation. Fortunately, such is not the case today. Today you are empowered. You are networked with friends, peers, and teachers across the world. You communicate and learn in a new way. You can sit and listen to the MIT classroom without going to MIT. And nor you have to listen to the boring lectures of your own teachers here. You can that time switch on into MIT program. Teachers are at risk at this moment. You communicate and learn in a new way. The process by which you will learn will be different. There is no need to cram information, as you can always access the information at the click of a mouse and send when you want and where you want. You don't have to keep. Then what do you have to do? So I tell this, what you should do. So I tell you what you should do. I was telling this in the morning to a personal secretary. He asked me, how did you do so many things in such a short time? So I said, I don't work for 2 hours a day. I only sit and think. And if you do this for 2 hours a day, every day, you will realize in 16 years, you will spend 10,000 hours. And when you have spent 10,000 hours, you have read Malcolm Gladwell's book, Outlier, you are an expert. Because Sachin Tendulkar learned 11,000 hours of batting before he came to the play. So 10,000 hours, if you can spend on anything, you are an expert. So you spend 10,000 hours on thinking. Only thinking, connecting, solving puzzles and problems, figuring it out, unconnected things to connect them. Because everything is information is available. The hero will be one who will sit like a Francis Crick and figure it out without doing an experiment and get a Nobel Prize. And that's the next generation. You have novel assets and tools. You have inherited a world quite different from the one which we got in legacy from our preceding generation. Your world is flat with less of the hierarchical structures that characterizes ours. You also have a very different future than what we would have imagined for ourselves. So, what are your assets and tools that will help you to make a difference in this flat world? As an Indian student, the first and foremost is to develop an attitude of self-confidence, which we lost because of a long generation of British rule. You must create a new mindset. This mindset must be one that takes you from being a job seeker to become an entrepreneur or job creator. It must make you a contender for leadership position, not just a follower. From being a Facebook user, you must think, how can I create similar things and become a Facebook creator? I'm very proud that I am with the young generations, in the Facebook generation. When I look back with glory the last 3 years of my open source drug discovery portal, you will be surprised. The students have created OSDD song, OSDD music, OSDD YouTube, OSDD, all sorts of things. Blog, it's just amazing if you go there, which no scientist could have created, but the students have created that. Your teachers and the world has given you so much. You must ask what is that you can give back. There are many kinds of giving, each with its own end. As Khalil Gibran has said in the Prophet, you give but little when you give of your possessions. You give but little when you give of your possessions. It is when you give of what yourself that you truly give. There are those who give little of the much which they have, and they give it for the recognition, and their hidden desire makes their gifts unwholesome. And there are those who have little and give it all. There are the believers in life and the bounty of life, and their coffer is never empty. There are those who give with joy, and that joy is their reward. And there are those who give with pain, and the pain is their baptism. As Gibran says, you often say, I would give, but only to the deserving. I'm sure it happens. Very often you ask. The trees in your orchard say not so. Not the flocks in your posture, not the beautiful ocean, its sunset, it doesn't give to few or chosen. They give that they may live, for a withhold is to perish. And he who has deserved to drink from the ocean of life deserves to fill his cup from your little stream. However, you cannot truly give back unless you cultivate another mindset. This is that of combining compassion with chuspa. He mentioned about compassion. Vice Chancellor, you mentioned that you cannot be a great graduate unless you have compassion. Therefore, if you ask me what is chuspa, is the quality of spunk. That's what makes an Israeli so successful. That audacious daring, in other words, guts, combined with compassion, it is a powerful force for bringing a change to the better. Compassion is a quality that has always been valued. It encompasses a mindset that is concerned with the act of giving. You are the Facebook generation. You are the face of today. It is your shoulder that the future of the nation rests. It is in your action that will transform tomorrow. And interestingly enough, it is now more than ever that the attitude of my generation, our generation, is more relevant than ever before for this nation. The passion of Che Guevara, the devotion to the nation and selfless service to the downtrodden, and all values that still continues commands a premium. Remember that you are the custodian of an indigenous social system that has always been sensitive to the needs of others, always responsive to even if it constrains by a lack of resources, and proactive. Our generation cherished it, protected it, value-added to the best of our abilities, and passed it on like a torch in a relay race. The Facebook generation is now the new custodian, the fresh link in a chain that goes back generations. To them I say, remember that the science and technology is able to make many things. Be mindful also that there is a huge role scientists has to play to make this planet secure for billions of people. Whether it's a lawyer or a social scientist, the medical person, all can play this role in this billions of people. Remember those who sleep hungry under the stars. Remember those who need medicines that they cannot afford. Never forget the 3 billion marginalized people of the world need you as much as you need India, because you are a part of the network, connected global world. On your life's journey, as you take India towards the pinnacle of progress, let these words of Mahatma Gandhi be your guide. Just as some of the experiments in your laboratories go on for all the 24 hours, let the big corner in your heart remain perpetually warm for the benefit of the poor millions. With this as your guiding principles, you cannot go wrong. Be confident, be compassionate, show chutzpah, be a leader. I wish you an exciting journey to the future. Thank you.
I have the honor to read the presidential address of His Excellency Sri K. Shankaranarayanan, Governor of Goa and Chancellor of Goa University, in view of his inability to grace the occasion. The annual convocation of the university is always an eagerly awaited occasion where degrees are conferred on students who have successfully completed their graduation in their chosen discipline. The convocation address holds a beacon of light to the young graduating students and provides them with a perspective on the road ahead. Professor Samir Brahmachari, the Director General of Council for Scientific and Industrial Research and Secretary to the Department of Science and Technology, Government of India, has kindly made it convenient to attend the convocation, and I am sure his address has provided an insight into the academic perspectives on science and technology and the role the universities ought to play in generation and dissemination of knowledge. The university system in India has come a long way since the British days. The first Prime Minister of our country, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, strongly believed in the power of education to liberate our country from the shackles of poverty. He also believed firmly in the power of education to imbibe the virtues of humanism, tolerance, reason, and coexistence. These virtues lay a strong foundation to our pluralistic democracy. Successive governments in India have provided a significant impetus to the establishment of several educational institutions of national repute, as well as several renowned universities across the nation. Today, we have a large number of universities in the public and the private domain. They provide conventional and contemporary education in various disciplines, attempting to meet the quest for knowledge of millions of students in the country. These universities are the fountainheads of learning, new knowledge, and source of intellectual inputs for the society. In the past several decades, they have played a central role in the socio-economic evolution of our country. Education, besides imparting knowledge, has a liberating influence on the mind. Education has the power to liberate us from superstition, sectarianism, fanatism, and parochialism. It is a matter of pride for all of us that our institutions of higher education have not just created graduates, but have created citizens steeped in democratic values, thus contributing immensely to national solidarity and prosperity. The Goa University is a state university that was established by an act of state legislature of Goa. In the scheme of higher education, the state universities have a critical role to play. They not only serve the purpose of educating millions of young and aspiring minds, but are also expected to serve the interests of the region in which they operate. Since its inception in 1985, Goa University has earned recognition as a hub of higher learning. Over the years, the university has played a vital role in the generation and dissemination of knowledge and in capability development through training of human resources for the industrial and services sector of our economy. It has provided avenues for advanced learning in frontier disciplines of science, humanities, and social sciences, which were not adequately available in the state until the inception of the university. In the process, our university has contributed to the upliftment of the people of this state. It is indeed a matter of pride for all of us in Goa that over the past decade, the Goa University has focused its attention to large-scale upgradation of its educational programs and support infrastructure. It is necessary for universities to provide our students with enhanced learning opportunities. The Goa University enrolls approximately 550 students every year in its postgraduate programs at the university campus. This is a modest number compared with the intake in some of the other universities. However, it is noteworthy that about 62% of these are girl students, 33% belong to the minority communities, and 24% belonging to the SC, ST, and OBC communities. The sociological profile of students at the Goa University broadly indicates that a majority of the students belong to the semi-urban and rural talukas of Goa. Many of these students are first-generation postgraduates in their families. The learning they acquire at the university and the opportunities that are created through their education go a long way to make a qualitative difference to the progression of their families. The state universities are expected to hold a mirror to the social, cultural, and economic milieu of the state. Goa, for instance, has a rich social, linguistic, and cultural heritage that has a distinct flavor of its own. Its geographical location and natural endowment has resulted into predominance of mining and tourism as the mainstay of its economy. In the context of the fragile ecosystem of this region, the issue of sustainable development assumes great significance. Many of the social, economic, and cultural aspects of this state need a closer scrutiny, analysis, and understanding. In my view, there can be no better institution than the Goa University to study these aspects closely. It is, therefore, a matter of great satisfaction that the Goa University has displayed commendable sensitivity and responsiveness to the needs of the state. In the true spirit of outreach, the university has extended its expertise in the preservation and development of the unique ethos of this state through a series of engagements with the community. Be it the development of Konkani, the official language of the state, or the sensitive issue of environmental conservation, the Goa University has made significant contribution to promote the study of the state, notably the study of regional environment. The faculty members at the teaching departments of the university have been actively engaged in dissemination of information through the print, radio, and electronic media. Through their participation in various workshops and seminars, as well as their membership on various governmental and non-governmental bodies, committees, associations, they have put their knowledge to profitable use of the society in general. In the recent past, there has been much discussion with churning of thought on the future course of our university system. The critical role our education policy and our educational institutions play in the development of human resources and in building of modern market-based economy in our country needs no further elaboration. By and large, with our large network of central, state, and private universities, as well as institutions of national importance, we have been able to empower our young generation to compete with the best in the world. However, it is important to remember that we live in a time of rapid changes. Continued growth in knowledge and technological innovation and breakthroughs are dramatically changing the future. Both space and time barriers are breaking down, creating a global marketplace wherein intellectual capital has become the engine of future economic growth. The universities and institutions of higher education in India are now, in a way, compelled to reorient and restructure their academic and research programs to meet the challenges of an emerging era where knowledge is synonymous with power. Our traditional universities can no longer be centers for mere dissemination of knowledge. There is an urgent need for generation of knowledge through research and innovation. Breaking free from the conventional concept of higher education, the central government has recently mooted a legislation for creation of 14 innovation universities. Under this unique concept, each innovation university will be built around a theme or subject and will focus on research and development and industry-academia collaboration in that subject. While establishment of innovation universities is a welcome proposal and is likely to provide a much-needed momentum to research and innovation in niche areas, there is also a need to apply thought to the health and well-being of our state universities, many of which are endowed with creditable intellectual capital and the capability to shift their focus from traditional curriculum delivery to research and innovation. Taking the example of our own Goa University, I believe that this university has nurtured research in an exemplary manner. For a small-sized state university with only about 115 full-time faculty members, Goa University has attracted considerable research funds. I believe this is one of the reasons why the Goa University is today ranked among the top 25 universities in the country according to a study. Credit must be given to all the faculty members who have successfully competed at the national level to acquire prestigious national research projects. It is indeed a matter of satisfaction to know that amidst all changes that are sweeping across the education sector today, the Goa University has not remained static in its approach. While new educational programs have been launched or are on the anvil, there is considerable scope for the Goa University to emerge as a top-notch research institution. For this purpose, there is a need to identify thrust areas of research as well as develop research network with industry, other universities and R&D labs within India as well as abroad. On the occasion of this annual convocation, I do hope that the university will, in its future course of action, take social and scientific research to the next higher level. I wish the graduating students all the very best and pray that the education that they have received in the portals of this university shall lead the way for a successful and eventful life in the service of our nation. Jai Hind. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, I have the honor to request you to kindly dissolve this convocation.
I hereby declare that the 24th Annual Convocation of Goa University is now dissolved.